fellow Simmerstorians. I'm so excited to be back here with a new and improved Victorian Society challenge for The Sims 4. So before we get into it, I have some tea that I'm very excited to have. It's Harney and Sons, and it's their like autumn cranberry. And I know that it's not even August yet, but I was really feeling the I was really feeling the autumn fall vibes, especially because it just feels like so very cottagecore, and this challenge is very heavily inspired by the new cottagecore pack. Like, let's be real, that's what cottage living is. It's here for the cottagecore. So I am also going to light my trusty candle. Of course, we've got our beautiful little vintage candlestick holder that I am obsessed with. And let's get started. So, welcome to the Sims 4 Victorian Society Challenge. I have been working on this a lot by Historical Simmer. Oh god. And I have a lovely friend on my Discord named Bagpuss who has been helping us out with this a lot. It's not complete yet, but we are on the way there. So Bagpuss has helpfully added a section here for useful packs and useful mods. I don't have like a definitive mod list yet. I think maybe starting to list those resources out at the end of this challenge will be really helpful for a lot of you, because it's a little hard to find historical content for The Sims 4. This isn't The Sims 2 where it's just like everywhere, and we have the Plumbob Keep and oh my god, and Jackie Sims and Cupcakey. Okay, I'm gonna stop. So you can check out some of these here. I think these are all really, really helpful to have. I do have all of these, and I definitely find it really useful. I use life tragedies, but I don't, and I have the miscarriage mod, but I don't think I have anything else from here. But most of these are going to be really, really useful. So basically the start of your challenge, you are going to want to delete everything from your neighborhood. I have done this, and you're going to start yourself with 3 little families. So you're going to find yourself in an expansive country, the prim, pauper, and preposterous Victoriana. And Victoriana is a fictitious encapsulation of, oh my god, I can't talk. A fictitious encapsulation of a British Victorian life and society. And of course, it is going to have very diverse biomes ranging from Windenburg to Sulani. So just about anything you can look forward to. So this means that you can start yourself in any neighborhood or world that you want. I am going to start in Henford on Bagley because I'm so excited to start engaging in this proper English countryside that I think is going to represent perfectly. If you don't have country living, I recommend starting in Windenburg, just because there's a lot of great little like historical tidbits to Windenburg. So we've got some options, and you're going to want to start with a completely blank map. So that's right, all of those worlds that you paid $40 to get, you're just gonna want to delete all of that hard work. And all of the families. And because this is the 19th century, technologies are prohibited. As far as I'm aware, there's not really a good way of totally like disengaging from your cell phones. If you know of any mods that get your Sims to stop autonomously using their cell phones, let me know, because I need it like desperately. And so, of course, that also means no televisions, smoke alarms, computers, except for typewriters, and music players, except for gramophones. Lamps and electric lights are not really great. You want to use candles and fireplaces instead. And I've also suggested a couple main rooms to your houses that you're going to want to use. So instead of like a living room, you're going to want a parlor, or a front parlor and a back parlor. And so this challenge is played rotationally because I get so freaking bored when I focus on one family, and this allows you to explore a little bit more of society from the lower class to the upper class and just a little bit about everything in between. So I think you'll like it as well. I am going to start playing this on the shortest lifespan. I've always played Sims 4 on the normal lifespan and I just get really bored, and so I think the quicker turnover that's a little bit more similar to The Sims 2 is actually going to serve really, really well here. Of course, you don't have to play with the shortest lifespan. If you want, you can play with the longest lifespan. But the goal is to get to 10 generations and totally expand your neighborhood and your society into all of the neighborhoods in town, or all of the neighborhoods in your world. So I think doing the shorter rotations for rotational play is just a little bit better, but like I'm happy to hear your opinions on that, and you know, just kind of play around with it. It's yours. Like do what you want. So like The Sims 2, you're going to start off with 3 founding families, and they can be of any size. And The Sims 2, I generally just start with couples. But for The Sims 4, you can start with as many children as you want. I really recommend like starting with only like 1 or 2 kids so you can keep expanding your families. But it's totally up to you. So for your lower class families, you can really have anything between lower class and lower middle when you're first starting. And so for lower class families, you're just going to want to use that base 20,000 that you get with your families. For lower middle, you'll want to add 10,000 to your starting funds and so on. I am still kind of working on the funds here because I do think we're going to have to do a little bit of tweaking just because this is the first time I'm really playing it this way, and I think things are going to change and we're going to learn, and The Sims 4 has a different economy than The Sims 2, so we're going to have to see. Every round, and for me rounds are about 3 days, however you can do it as many as you want. You are allowed to add a new family each round. I wouldn't recommend adding a new family every round because your worlds are limited and you're going to run out of space really, really quickly. So maybe every sim week you can add a new family for the first several rounds just to get your town going. After that, you're probably only going to want to add single sims so they can marry into your original families and continue having a little bit of genetic diversity in town. But we are going to run out of lots probably pretty quickly, at least the way that I play. And I also have a little list of like suggested lots that you can add, like community lots, so like bars or pubs, parish churches. Generally, I think you're going to want 1 parish church per world. This is going to be a little tricky for the really, really tiny neighborhoods, so they may not have their own parish. But that's going to be up to you to decide. So I also have listed out like some rules about engagements. We have like a proper courtship structure to play with. So generally we're going to have, this is mostly in like the upper class and the upper middle class. All bets are kind of out the window when it comes to the lower and lower middle classes. You don't have to have these formal events, but for the upper middle and upper class, you're going to want to host like 3 events to find a potential husband. And we'll get into that a little bit more once we're playing that, but I'm not going to focus on that right now because we're starting off in the lower middle and lower class. So I've also detailed out a little bit on courtship, marriage, death, dowries, birth control, inheritance, and so on. Here you will find on this page some descriptions on the social classes and what you can really do career-wise. So have a little look through that. My lower class families that I'm starting out with, the 3, are mostly like farming families, especially given the like neighborhood they're living in. And so what I don't have on here yet are mortality rates. We're going to be importing that in a little bit. I just don't need them at the moment. And I am going to be playing around with it. So I don't have any necessary mortality rates for you yet, but we'll probably just actually use the same ones that I use in The Sims 2, especially since I'm doing the shorter lifespan. So that's kind of where we're starting off. Of course, there's a lot we need to add to these rules. So if you have any suggestions, drop them down in the comment below, hop in the Discord, give us some ideas. Happy to learn from all of you, and I love learning from all of you. So without further ado, let's get started. So for those of you new here, hi, I'm Kristen. I am a historian of medicine, and my guilty pleasure is the 19th century, although historically I actually focus on the early modern world, and now I'm working on the modern world when it comes to genetic diseases and autoimmunity. So this is something I'm not an expert on because it's not my field of study. So as you can see, we're starting in Henford on Bagley. I have deleted everything except for the pub. I really don't understand why this world is so small. As you can see, there's this great little section over here that there aren't any lots on. Like, this would be so cute to have like some little farm lots like right here and right here. And like even this building right here could have been a lot that we could have built on. So I'm a little disappointed, which you probably know. I've kind of shared my concerns with The Sims 4 cottage living on the Discord before, but we're just gonna move on from these hesitations and be excited about playing the game. I have paid $40 for a shell of a neighborhood and rabbit holes for my cows to delete everything that all of those game changers spent so much time and energy building. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. This is just the way that the game is, and I don't want to convert your buildings into the Victorian era. So I have only built one of the houses out of these three in the corner over here, and that is the Brownings household. Everything else I have downloaded from the gallery because I am good at building in The Sims 2, but I'm very bad, very, very bad at building in The Sims 4, and I just didn't want to deal with it. So that's where we are. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about the families in town thus far. So this is the Browning family. Here is Eloise. These Sims should look familiar with you. Actually, all three Sims are the ones that I've imported from my Victorian Legacy Challenge, which I am concluding because the whole point of that really was for me to just like get more accustomed with playing The Sims 4 in a Victorian style. Here is her husband, James. I don't know why everyone's in their pants and their pajamas. I'm not sure what's happening there, considering that they've just recently moved in, but like, okay. Here's their eldest son, Theodore, and little Archibald, and his twin sister, Augusta. I think actually all three of those are triplets. I definitely need to double check that in game. Oh no, that's Helena. Did I say Augusta? Augusta died. And here's the youngest son, Harrison. His twin sister Augusta did pass away already, and so there's kind of that family drama associated with that. This is the Whitley family, and here is their adorable little son Philip and their daughter Janie, and they're actually good friends with the Browning children as well. And then let's go ahead and show you the last family. So this is the Frost family. This is Angelica, and she is married to Johnny Frost. I'm so glad these guys aren't in their pajamas while I'm introducing you. Their son, Johnson, and he's got some Max's Match hair that I am gonna switch out because I am an Alpha CC girl, and I know that's kind of a little bit of an unpopular opinion these days. Like, everyone is very Max's Match at the moment. Let's see what we can do. I wish there weren't so many hairstyles that had like the faded sides on them because that's not like proper Victorian. I'm thinking maybe I'll give him this kind of longer hairstyle at the moment. It's not my favorite, but it's what we have. Send me your links to where you get the best hair because I need it. And here is their daughter Abigail. All of my skins that I use are like in-game like Maxis skins, much to my regret. So you can see she has a darker skin tone, but it looks kind of shitty. So yeah, I mean, they did a lot of work on the skin tones, but some of them are just still like really bad. So here is our house. You saw a little bit of the Brownings household in the little vignette, in the little machinima that we started off with. Here is their kitchen. It took me a long time to decorate because I'm really bad at decorating in The Sims 4, but I think it turned out okay. We spent all of our money on the landscaping and the downstairs, so the upstairs is a little bit sparse, but when it comes to the Victorian era, that's actually not very uncommon. Victorians did not spend a lot of time in their bedrooms, and so they were sparsely decorated because it was encouraged to spend time downstairs, being active in the household. So we've got Helena here asleep. It is currently early in the morning when we are starting off with the Browning household. And I actually decided to get her up before everyone else so she can take care of the chickens, collect some eggs, and maybe we can go into town and sell the eggs because we have like no money since I spent all of it on the house. So that's my fault. So here is Henford on Bagley, the like downtown area. It's really cute. I mean, I wish there were more to it. Like, what I really wanted to see here were cute little bookshops and a little consignment store. Do you remember the consignment stores in The Sims 3? Those were like some of my favorite small details that you could have. And I feel like these window shops are just like placeholders and unfinished. I feel like they maybe intended to do something with this and then cut it out at the last minute. And that really disappoints me because they're essentially useless. Like, there's nothing to do but go to the pub. And like, it's 6 a.m. we're waiting for the little farmer stands to open, and all we can do is hang out at the pub with the Whitleys and the Frosts. And that's a little bit meh. Like, I'm a little disappointed, guys. I'm a little disappointed. However, the outfits are cute. Like, I love that shirt. Like, if someone just wants to pop a little like crinoline dress under that shirt or like a skirt, I would 100% use that for my Victorian Sims. I'm really excited to see this little Peter Pan collar maybe like extrapolated into other outfits. I think that'd be really cute. So we are going to do a little bit of grocery shopping. I'm just kind of exploring to see all the do stuff. We do actually have the Simple Living Lot Challenge that we are using. We've got some cheese and milk and all of these fruits and eggs. I'm so excited. I think this is probably the thing I'm most excited about when it comes to this pack is the Simple Living Lot Challenge, where you have to have everything in your inventory, everything in the fridge to actually be able to make food. And this is a way that I really would love to play. It also makes the like complete grocery overhaul mod, I think that's what it's called, a little obsolete. I mean, I'd be interested to see what they do. They're going to have to completely like revamp that mod to make it work alongside this. Let's see what we make. Okay, I love that the things are grayed out that we don't actually have ingredients for. I'm kind of feeling maybe we make a blueberry pie just to, I don't know, like pies are historical, pies are Victorian. And in the middle of making her pie, she actually stops and grabs some slice of bread out of her inventory. And it's at this moment that I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to actually put all the food in the fridge so this stops happening. What I really feel like is lacking here is an option that allows you to put away groceries simply. So you have to add everything one by one into the fridge, which is just like, oh my god, really? But also look at this kneading interaction. I think that's so neat. I love that they've made a kneading interaction. It brings me a lot of joy. Do I wish there were options for more like expansive baking? Yes. But, you know, we take what we get. And like, we do already have the baking skill. I'd be interested in seeing how we've changed up the baking skill for this, but we'll have to wait and see. So, oh, you can have a mud fight. That's cute. Have you always been able to do this? I don't know. So we send James out to take care of the little chickens. I feel like the chickens are the only thing that's really complete in this pack. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't think it is. Like, the chickens are great. You can see them in their little roosts, and you can see their food, and the chicken coops are adorable. Whereas the llamas and cows straight up just have rabbit holes. And that is something that's really disappointing to me because you can't see them actually cleaning out or like raking any hay or anything. You just have this little pile of trash that you go in and you come out with. And like, guys, who did this? Whose decision was to have rabbit holes? Like, this game doesn't even have rabbit holes. Like, why are we doing this? So I do decide to send our sell our eggs. We've got regular eggs and hatchable eggs. We're just gonna go ahead and sell them both. We don't really need any more at the moment. And the kids actually have some friends come over from school with them. Here we've got little Philip Whitley. If you watched our Victorian legacy, you know he was good friends with Helena, and he's also very angsty and not particularly nice. But I love him for that because it's very Darcy, and I am all here for some Darcys. The Frost kiddos are also here as well, and for some reason Johnson is not particularly happy with his sister, but like it's just, it's some classic sibling rivalries. We're just gonna kind of let them be and let them have fun with each other in their weird sibling angry way. Oh no, why are you mortified? Oh god, please don't die. Please don't die. This is episode 1. I don't want to lose anyone. This is like The Sims 2 when I lost people in like literally my first episode. I'm not ready. So the kids, I actually wound up creating them like a little get together, like community. I can't remember what they're called. It came with the get together pack or the Windenburg pack. Really, that's what we got out of that pack is Windenburg, the magic of Windenburg. And so, Philip, what are you doing to my heart? Why are you so pretty? Look at those eyes. Look at that hair. Look at that angst. I'm good. It's fine. I'm not like in love with a sim here. Not at all. And he's so cute with his sister. Like, Helena, get on that. Why are you so sad? She's still mortified from something that happened at school, and I'm really worried about her, to be honest. But thankfully, all the kids are like still having a good time. Even Eloise and James are hanging out with them, which is nice to see them being a little social. And so finally, we send everyone home and everyone up to bed. It's been a bit of a long first day in the neighborhood, and we've had a lot to do. So breakfast comes around and everyone's just eating straight up bread again out of the fridge. Stop eating the bread. So the one thing that drives me a little bit batty about the simple living challenge for this game is that instead of creating things like autonomously from their fridge, they just pull the raw ingredients out. So they just pull my bread out, and then I don't have bread because my Sims have just been autonomously snacking on bread. And so that is not exactly great, because that means that I feel like there's something a little bit broken about the fact that they're not actually cooking things, and instead they're just snacking on slices of bread. But like, let's be real, who hasn't snacked on a loaf of bread? Like, especially if you make bread from scratch, like you just sit there and you eat a half a loaf in a sitting. But that's not really the case here. They're just snacking on sandwich bread, which, to be real, maybe isn't exactly like the most historical thing, like sandwich bread, but it's fine. So thankfully, after selling our eggs, we finally have enough money for Eloise to get back into painting, which is so nice to see because there was a long time she couldn't paint. Everyone is honestly really exhausted today. We saw James napping and we have Helena napping as well. Of course, Theodore is our little bookworm in the family, so you can see him out here with a stack of books at the kitchen table, very invested in what he's reading. He is a little bit bookish for a farm sim, so technically Theodore is our heir. However, he could, give up his heirship if he wants. I don't really see him enjoying the simple pleasures of farm life, so we'll kind of have to see what we want to do with that and how we want to approach it, because we could have someone else. I'm almost kind of feeling Harrison, but Harrison is one of my favorite because I love those angsty sim boys. God, you guys are gonna think I'm just like crazy. And you can see him here just having a proper little sob. He's enraged. Oh my god, can they die from being enraged? I feel like they can. Why is this game like this? Okay, and so Harrison is in desperate need of a bath, but he is still having a little read. However, we've got Janie, who came over from school with the kids again for day 2 and is a little bit frustrated that no one is talking to her. Like, I think Helena invited her home from school and then just kind of like left her hanging in the front, like foray. And so we sent Harrison over to have a little chat with her, and he's very angry, but he's not enraged anymore. So like that's a win. And so here we actually also I decide to give Eloise a little bit of time with her cross stitching. What disappoints me a little bit about this is that I'm not seeing any like string or yarn. It's just like a raw like little needle. I don't know if this is because of my reshade, because I've seen other people's game have like the string and the yarn with it. So I don't know, has anyone else had this issue where they can't actually see the string associated with this? I don't know. So that is going to be where we end off our first episode. Next time we're going to be at either the Frosts or the Whitleys, and we will hang out with another family for another 3 days. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please, please, please give me your ideas, your comments, your suggestions. I really appreciate all of them, especially since this is a new challenge and the rules aren't even finished yet. So I would really love to hear your feedback and your commentary. So thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna go finish my tea. Bye!